Hi everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty, and today is Sunday, October 29th, 2023. This is our weekly energy update, and we're working with a new deck that I got, and it's called the Halloween Oracle. And although I am not one to buy gimmicky type cards, decks, I don't know, I like this one. And we're almost at Halloween, so I figured we would use it. But before we begin pulling our 3 cards, I'm pulling a card from here to get us a general theme. So let's see what that card is going to be for the entire collective. Well, looks like we have 2. What did I say last week? I should never say a number because it's always going to be not what I want, but what Spirit wants. Okay. So the first one is surrendering to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Wow. So I'm sure you're going through something right now where you're having a hard time accepting it. I think everybody is at that point in their life at this time. Anything that you're working through right now, you're walking through right now that is causing you to feel like you don't want it to be. You want to change it. You want to fix it. You want to shift it. This card is asking you to just allow it, to just accept it. And be compassionate in accepting it. Because maybe it is something that you really were hoping would be one way and it's turning out to be another way. Maybe it's a person in your life that you were hoping would act one way, but they're acting a different way. And no matter what you do on your end, they're not changing. We cannot control anything or anyone. And we can only change how we react to a situation. So it's in your best and highest good to accept what is. Because when you accept things as they are, you actually bring peace and calm to yourself. And so with that is the second card, surrender frustration. Because frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving any dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so that you may approach the situation more calmly. And truly, when you surrender to what is, you accept what is, you can surrender to frustration, because part of the resistance is the idea of being so frustrated. Let's take a person as an example. You want a person to act a certain way, but they're not. So you're so frustrated with them. Or you want a situation to turn out a certain way and it's not. So you're so frustrated with it. But if you can surrender to what is, to how it's playing out, to knowing that you can't control it, you can't fix it, you can't change it, but instead you can just accept it for how it is. First of all, you're being truly loving and more compassionate to yourself and your heart, because no matter what you do, the result is going to be the result. And what you will allow yourself to receive by doing this is peace. So with that, we are going to pull our 3 cards. So let me just pull the cards. And while I'm doing this, I want you to think about which card you want to go with. So we have card number 1. Let me put it over here. We have card number 2. And let me pick these up here. We're going to pull the top card for card number 3. Card number 3. All right, so decide which card you want to go with. We're starting with our first card, card number 1. And the first card is the skeleton card. Remember, this is gimmicky and fun type cards in terms of the pictures, but the messages are still there. And the card represents the Strength card. And so back to the beginning of our message and to the theme of our reading, it takes a lot of strength to let go of the resistance and to allow things to be the way they are being, and to allow and accept things to, or people to be the way they are being. And when we are frustrated, it takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage to put that work into practice. It is easier, I don't know why, but it is ingrained in us to continue to be resistant and continue to be frustrated and continue to try to control and try to change and fix. But at the end of the day, if we can just sit and allow things to be the way they are meant to be, and to accept the way it's playing out. I mean, if we look at big things going on in our world, there are certain areas, yes, in which we are to speak up and speak out. But even in doing that, you're still receiving a lot of frustration because you're not seeing the results that you want to receive. And at a certain point, stepping back and allowing things to just play out the way they are meant to, because you know why it's happening is because we need to see all those truths of all the things that were hidden from us in our lives, in our personal lives, hidden from us in the world. The idea of us believing that the government can protect us for years, I'm sure there is every single one of us that thought that that was the case. We trusted, but now we're seeing the truth. And so it takes a lot of strength to see the truth in any situation that is going on in your life that is causing you frustration, that is causing you to want to control the outcome. But strength, putting on your armor, you heard my New York accent come out there, putting on the armor of God and knowing that whatever is in your best and highest good, or something even better, is the way that things are going to play out. I know it brings me peace and it brings me a sense of calm. And maybe when you start doing that in any situation that is causing you frustration, you might begin to feel the same way. You're being asked to be strong. Being strong and having strength includes allowing your vulnerability to come in, allowing yourself to feel all of your feelings through the situation. See, when you're being asked to accept something or to allow something to roll out the way it's meant to, you're not being asked in that process to shut yourself down. You're being asked to simultaneously feel every single feeling that is rising up, because in the depths of those feelings, you are going to receive more wisdom and more gifts of compassion for yourself and maybe for the others in the situation. So do this work. Be strong and allow yourself to feel everything that you need to feel. For the people that chose card number 2, you're being asked to allow also yourself to pause and really feel all that is rising up from the underworld, from the depths of your soul. Think of someone who is an addict and maybe they drink or they're doing drugs. And then they step away from that and they clean themselves up. But then what happens maybe is they begin having a food addiction, or maybe they begin having an addiction with a particular relationship in their life where they need that person all the time to feel safe. And what just happens is they go from one thing to another, or maybe now they decide they're going to clean up their act with that too. And they are going to be someone who's always working out hard every single day. And when they don't do the workout, it makes them feel bad about themselves. You know, there's a difference between working out every single day and doing the workout because you feel good about it. But if you don't do it, you're not going to be hard on yourself. That's very different than what I'm talking about. Talking about the person that now brings in extreme of now working out, and they have to do it. And if they don't do it, they make themselves feel bad. In any of those cases, they jumped from one addiction to maybe another. But what they never did was get to the root cause, the underworld of why this was happening to begin with. And so whatever or however that resonates for you, people that chose card number 2, you are being asked to go within, to do more inner work, to surrender to what is rising up inside of you, what is rising up around you, accepting it for what it is, seeing it for what it is, allowing yourself to feel all that you're feeling because of it rising up. Because in the depths of the underworld of all of the stuff that is rising up now for you, not to you, but for you, is going to be so much wisdom that you are going to gain from the process. And that takes a lot of courage to face any fears or anything that is rising up for you. But surrender and allow yourself to release anything that is out of your control and allow it to come up. Because you are going to look at this in hindsight and learn so much from this experience, whatever that experience is for you. And card number 3 is a great card, because what this card is telling you, it really, again, as usual, we're looking at these cards from left to right. But card number 3, people, maybe you've done a lot of this work already. You're like listening to this message and you're saying, I've done that. It was risky to do the work. Whatever you've done to help your heart to heal has been risky. But you are going to now see rewards because of it in your life. Maybe opportunities are going to show up for you. Maybe you're going to align with people that are more on the same wavelength as you, or that are on the same vibrational frequency as you. Maybe any resentments that blocked the flow of love are now being pushed away. And you are realizing where you need to offer forgiveness, whether it is for yourself and or for another. Maybe fears rose up that you didn't even realize were there to begin with. And most importantly, is by doing the work, by having and making a commitment to doing this work, you allowed yourself to see the good in all things, even when it didn't look very good. And you trusted that you were being guided through the whole process all the time. So if you didn't choose card number 3, but you chose 1 or 2, you're going to get to this place because this is the future position. If you chose card number 3, keep going, because more insight is going to show up for you as you continue on this path. Keep up the good work. Keep putting on your armor of God and of courage. Keep surrendering to those things that are not serving you and that you cannot control. And keep going, guys. I know that it's heavy out there, but we will get through this. This is black tourmaline. Maybe get yourself a piece. It helps to ward off negative energy. And I wish you guys a great week this week. Take care. Bye-bye.